Chronic diseases are a 21st century problem. Now there's bad news and there's good news to this, and I'm going to explain why in this video. According to the CDC, chronic diseases is the leading cause of death and disability in the United States, accounting for 70% of all deaths. These diseases include obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, hypertension, COPD or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, and osteoporosis. Okay, so here's the good news. The good news is all 8 of these diseases are lifestyle related. That means we can prevent them and even reverse if we just change our lifestyle habit. Eating healthy, exercise, sleep, keeping things simple or reducing stress in your life, thinking positively. All these things contribute to a healthy lifestyle. In the early 1900s, many Americans used to grow their own food. The food was also grown in mineral-rich soil. And if you grew your own garden, you had access to fiber-rich food. Through mass production, we have stripped away many of these nutrients our body requires to be healthy. Much of this happened after World War II. After World War II, the increase in processed foods became a lot more advanced. We saw techniques such as freeze-drying, food additives, dyes, artificial sweeteners, coloring agents, and various things to preserve our food, such as sodium benzoate. These practices ushered in a new era of food types in people's diet. We became addicted to convenience and all of these food additives. And one of the biggest deficiencies was dietary fiber. A lack of sufficient dietary fiber leads to all of those diseases I talked about in the beginning of this video. Only about 5% of our population gets adequate amounts of dietary fiber on a daily basis. One of the first steps is to cut out processed foods. Another step is to increase the consumption of high fibrous foods. And if you're serious about reversing or reducing the risk of these diseases, another thing you can do is actually supplement with soluble and insoluble fibers. Check out the link in my bio. There's a protocol that I use to make sure I'm getting adequate amount of this soluble and insoluble fiber. If you want to use the same protocol I'm using now, the link is in the description below.